Brainstorm is a tool that you'll find in our timeline area and has a little light bulb inside some word balloon shaped thing here. What we can do with this is we can experiment to see how different effects can look and then choose which ones we want to deal with and apply to our composite. Let me show you how this works. To follow along, go to your work files folder and open up lander.png and then simply drag it to this icon. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to the Effect menu, and I'm going to pick a couple at random here. I'm going to go to Stylize, and I'm going to choose, let's see, Mosaic. All right, that's kind of drastic, but we're going to keep rolling with that. I'm going to go to Effect again, and I'll choose a different one. I'll go to, let's see, Distort, and let's try a Ripple. And I'll use this little guy here. And I'll just take some of these guys and I'll change the way the effect looks. And as you can see, we have a ripple mosaic on our object. Likewise, I can go to my controls for the mosaic and I can experiment with some of these as well. Okay, now that I have two effects, I'm going to hold down Shift to grab both of them in this Effects Controls panel. And then I'm going to click on the Brainstorm icon. As you can see, Brainstorm intelligently sees that I chose mosaic and ripple, and it gives me a series of images that give me what it's going to randomize for me. So this one has a lot of ripple and a little bit of mosaic. This one has a little bit more mosaic and less ripple, and so on. So it's really cool. I can increase the variation in the randomness by using this little slider here. So if I choose something like 100%, all I have to do now is hit the next Brainstorm button, and then I'll be given more variation in the options that it presents to me. Now you'll notice that when I hover over each icon, I have a couple of little tools that appear here. This one is called Maximize Tile. And this allows me to click on it and it will, well, maximize that particular tile. And I can see with more detail what Brainstorm is going to present to me. Likewise, I can also click this button to restore back to the tile size. This guy here allows me to save this particular Brainstorm as a new comp, or I can apply this guy to my current composition, or I can say to include this one in my next Brainstorm. So let's say I really like this one a lot. I click on this little light bulb here, and then I can hit this button again, and it's going to keep that one for me and give me some more choices. So I'm going to add this one, hit this button again, and you notice that it's going to keep adding those variations for me. And that's kind of cool, actually. This one looks like it's walking. So let's go ahead and maximize it. Take a look at it. If this was animated, I could hit this button here and I can play this footage or pause it. I could also rewind to the start of the work area, as you can see here. And if there was any transparency, I could toggle that here. I can also hit this button to go back and forward, and I can cycle through all the variations. So let's say that I like this one here where the lander has some kind of like almost an anthropomorphic feeling where it's like a character. So I'm going to say I like this one. So I'm going to check right here to apply to my composition. So I'll hit that. And that is applied to my comp. So as you can see, Brainstorm can really give you the ability to take a whole bunch of variables and experiment with them. And I can keep adding to it. So I'm going to go back to my Effect menu. I'll choose a color correction, and let's see, let's go to the world famous hue saturation that everybody in the world uses constantly. I'm going to hit colorize right here, and I'm going to use this dial here to go through some hues. I'll use this one to really bump up my saturation, and I'll darken the lightness a little bit. And what I'm going to do is twirl this guy closed. Once again, I'm going to shift select all three of these guys, and I'm going to return to Brainstorm. See what we have here? Now we have our twirl, we have our mosaic, and we have different variations of that color correction. So as you can see, I chose a green color, and it's going to give me different possibilities with that color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply this to my comp. So as you can see, Brainstorm is an invaluable tool, especially when you're stumped for ideas or when you want to apply a whole bunch of different effects and you want the freedom to be able to hide some of these and show them and go back and forth and show your client who might be sitting right next to you some of the ideas that you might want to present to them.